Wait, so you're telling me you want to join the military to travel? Alright, well, you came to the right video then. What is up, guys? You're tuning into Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. As always, if you have questions. And as always, we have a live stream every Friday, 7 p.m. California time, where I answer your questions live. Also, if you want to help make the channel grow, we have a Patreon. You can contribute and be cool like these two people right here. We appreciate it. Any dollar counts because you can donate as little as $1. Thank you. I joined the military to travel, just like many of you have already been looking into it, and you know that naval ships go out and each branch even has an opportunity to go somewhere else. So this is going to be more so which jobs in the Navy travel most. I'll probably end up making a video about the branch itself and kind of discuss where you could consider going. So in order to give some advice, I want to tell you my story a little bit just because I feel like it would make it sound more legitimate if you understood where I've been at. During my first enlistment, I went from Maryland all the way to Chicago, did that whole thing for A school, went to Virginia for a C school. I purposely picked the furthest away duty station as possible, and because I wanted to go to California, even though I'd never been here before, I went to California as my first duty station, and then from there I went on a humanitarian type mission where we went to Hawaii, Guam, Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia during that time period. Following that tour, I went back to my duty station San Diego. I was there for about a year, and then from there I went to Rota, Spain for 3 years. During my time there, I didn't have any operational tour. I was on a shore duty while I was there, and I actually visited 20 countries in the European Union type area that were there, including places like Ireland, Scotland, England, Portugal, Spain, obviously because I was there, Germany, Greece, Poland, Norway, Denmark. I can't even think of all the places I've been to in Europe, but it's been a lot. So now that I've been able to brag a little bit about where I've been in my 9 years in the military, I guess I can give you some good advice on how to travel the most while you're in the military. Sorry, this lighting is not better now. I didn't like where the light was at, so sorry if it's a little dark. So I get this question all the time of how can you travel the most while you're in the military? And this comes down to a very simple thing because most people think it comes down to what kind of job you have, and I actually want to say that is entirely false. Contrary, I will tell you this because out of the reality of my experience in the military, it all comes down to where you're stationed at. That is the biggest thing, not only because geographically where you're located at, but because each job is going to have a different mission. So for example, if you are stateside and you just got to your first duty station, they came back from a deployment and they're not set to go out for like another long period of time before workups happen to go deploy, then you're probably not going to travel a lot during that tour. Whereas if you get orders to a ship first thing, straight out, they're already underway, for example, or they're deploying within that month or so of when you're going to be stationed there, guess what? You're going to go. And then you're probably going to have a down period, a work up to another period, and then you're going to be on another deployment. So you would have 2 deployments in that one tour. So you're probably going to see more stuff. Another factor I want to bring into this is there are other op tempos out there. And the one that most people end up considering is good for advancement and travel and high op tempo, but it has some stressful, is FDNF orders, which are forward deployed naval forces. And so what these are is they're known for their high op tempo, and it's usually some kind of sea duty while you're actually overseas. There are 4 types of duties in the Navy, which we consider shore duty, sea duty at the United States, shore duty overseas, and then sea duty overseas. There's 4 different categories. Now, while it is important to actually pick the right job where you want to travel, it also comes down to where you're stationed at as far as like geographic location. This is really important because I was in Rota, Spain for 3 years, and I knew plenty of people that were in Rota, Spain. You would think the culture is amazing. I want to go see the world. I'm a 1-hour flight all the way down to like Paris, or I can be like a 2-3 hour flight to London, and then I can go to Berlin and all these other places. But There's people that do none of that. They go to Spain and they do nothing. They hang out, they drink, they party with their friends, go to work, maybe go to the gym, repeat. And I bring this factor up because if you're going to go overseas, make sure you are going to travel. So from my experience, while I was not being paid by the military to go travel, I had plenty of friends that were. They were able to go on ships and go all the way to like Ukraine and England, all these other really cool places while the Navy paid for it. So I guess that was kind of cool. But for me, I actually found the opportunity in just my own dollar. I was able to save my money and I would just blow it all on traveling because I realized how often am I going to be able to travel to all these different countries while only paying like $150 round trip from where I'm at in Spain, and do the entire trip with hotel at an Airbnb for possibly like $400 to $500 for like a week. That's pretty crazy. So while I want to make sure that everyone's included understands like it depends where you're located, it also depends on your job. And I don't want you guys picking jobs based off travel because there really is no promise of which jobs will travel more than another. However, if you are really, really biting at the bit to make sure you go see the world, pick a seagoing rate, something like bosun's mate or something that is on a ship, and that's the main focus of it because that means you're likely going to go to the ship as your first duty station, and that way you can actually go on a deployment and go see the world. But then again, I want to make sure that you guys aren't picking a job based off how much they travel, because even though they're a seagoing rate, you have to realize that there are times in between this port and that port, which could be a month, could be 10 days, could be 3 weeks, could be whatever. There's no standard time, but I want you guys to know that you're going to have to enjoy the job for long periods of time, all day, every day, underway in between those port visits. So even though you're getting the travel, make sure for me and for you, for your enjoyment and lifestyle, I want you guys to pick a job that you're going to enjoy because it's going to matter. Trust me, especially when you're doing it 12 plus hours a day. So as always, guys, if you guys have any questions about this, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. And as always, we have a live stream every Friday, 7 p.m. California time, where I answer your questions live. And as always, we have a Patreon that you can come check out and then donate as low as $1. Any bit will help. I appreciate it as always. You can be like these two cool people. Again, I'm not sponsoring them, but they sponsor me. They're awesome. So as always, guys, I love you guys. I'll see you next time.
Can't get enough, I can't get enough.